Hello and welcome everyone. This session may not focus on backstage plugins, cross-plane automation, or the latest Gen AI breakthroughs, but instead I would like to offer you a fresh perspective on platform engineering through a slightly unexpected lens, learning to play drums. And I'm not here to teach you how to drum, but I quickly noticed how my rough learning curve on the drums mirrored many of the challenges platform teams face on their own journeys. The truth is, I have zero natural musical talent, no sense of rhythm, no limb coordination. So chances are much higher you will see me on stage at the platform engineering conference than playing drums at a rock concert. My name is Dirk, and I'm a solution architecture leader, and I'm deeply passionate about both platform engineering and drumming, but I'm on very different journeys each. This picture captures what I used to dream about as a kid, and it also illustrates an important parallel between the role of a drummer and that of a platform team. The first thing you will notice is probably the position. Both drummers and platform engineering teams are the unsung heroes sitting in the back. Drummers serve as the rhythmic foundation of a band, similar to platform teams providing the foundation for product teams. But the audience wants great music, not a 10-minute drum solo. When drummers perform their role perfectly, the audience may not specifically notice them. But if the drummer drops the beat, everyone will notice. Also, note the long distance to the audience, which makes it hard to directly connect your work to the desired outcome, an excited audience. The drummer also needs to respond to the energy of the band and the audience in real time. But the other band members are face forward toward their customers, making it harder for the drummer to observe their expressions and how they are playing their instruments. That's why active listening and continuous feedback are crucial, not just for the drummer's performance, but for the success of the whole band. And this is just one of many parallels, so let's dive into a few more. The fun part about picking up drumming is that it's not just about rhythm. It's also an excuse to buy a lot of gear. Shiny hardware, fancy software, endless accessoires. It's like a tech nerd's playground with sticks. First and most important decision was choosing which drum kit to buy. You have choice, but once you define selection criteria and priorities, the decision is easy, and I made the decision two times within a year. When I chose the first one, I felt prepared. I had my clear goal, knew my constraints, and understood my environment. Two kids at home, limited space, and a love for technology made the choice of an electronic drum kit obvious. Small, cheap, beginner one. I learned quickly, and after managing to play a handful of songs, I felt it was time to upgrade to something more professional. But then came the unpleasant surprises. For all the money, you get an overwhelming number of features. This thing boosts more than 1,000 adjustable sound parameters, has 40 factory presets, 4 independent effect processors, you name it, it's all there. If you love sophisticated tech like Kubernetes, Backstage, or anything else we obsess over in platform engineering, this drum module speaks your language. Now, if you ask me how many of those fancy features I actually use, well, let's say not all of those. As a beginner with Pro Gear, I don't fully understand most of it, let alone know how to use it properly. But as a techie by heart, I tried some of those out and predictably made everything worse. I had to reset it to factory defaults just to undo the damage my enthusiasm caused. But the thing which really caught me off guard was the kiss position, or put another way, its lack of forgiveness. On my first kit, I could hit the cymbal anywhere. The sound was the same. Different story on the Pro one. Great for professionals, but brutal for beginners. The same with my new hi-hat, which has 8 positional gradations and 5 dynamic curve. It's basically the Kubernetes of cymbals. But no one told my food. My food is old. It's legacy. It's binary, up or down, nothing in between. So here's the takeaway. Sometimes simpler is better. Don't start with a pro tool or upgrade too early, at least until you're ready to make the most out of the complexity or learn from breaking it. This certainly not just applies to drumming. A better kit doesn't make you a better drummer. Let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about drumsticks. On the left side, you can see just a few from my growing collection. You might ask, why so many? Let me explain why. To help you buying the right sticks, you got numbers like 5A or 2B, which tells you the size, weight, and typical use. 5A is a good all-rounder and 2B is for hard rock. And to further support your buying decision, each stick comes with detailed specs, length, diameter, weight, material, as you can see in the middle. But do those specs really help? Literally no one can tell you how it will feel in your hands and respond on your drum kit. And the way you hold it and the stick technique matters just as much. It's the same in platform engineering. Our job isn't just exposing raw cloud services. We need to shape them to fit our teams. Vendors build for the masses. We build for our unique org and its streamlined teams. And only we know and can judge how a platform feature or a pair of drumsticks fits to our unique setup. So don't rely solely on generic specs. Tailoring and abstractions require experimentation, just like sticks. The perfect fit isn't found in a datasheet. It's found through trying, adapting, and yes, sometimes choosing the black or red ones just because it looks cool. As a platform team, we are constantly juggling chaos. Noise, complexity, interruptions, cognitive overload, and relentless context switching. Believe it or not, drummers don't have it much easier. But they did figure out a clever trick we might want to borrow in platform engineering too. They wear headphones. The most obvious reason is drums are really loud. Sure, with an e-drum you can adjust the volume, but at the same time e-drums make their own annoying pad noise when you hit the cymbals. But there's a deeper reason for wearing headphones. Listening is more important than playing. Drummers need to hear the click track, the rest of the band, and themselves all at once to stay in sync. This might require a custom mix to ensure hearing exactly what I need. Similar to platform engineers, might want to adjust volume levels for incident alerts, feature requests, and other signals coming out of the 30 plus different tools and communication channels we are using. And headphones also help to reduce noise and distractions, helping you to stay focused and in the zone or flow state. So, yes, drummers wear headphones for good reasons. And I would argue that platform engineers and platform leaders need their own version of that. So, here's what I learned: drummers and platform engineers share a core truth. Success depends on selectively ignoring noise to amplify signals. Protect your hearing, whether physical or cognitive. Curate your inputs to focus on what matters and abstract complexity to maintain rhythm in chaotic environments. As one Reddit drummer phrased it, headphones aren't just a gear, they are a survival skill. As a platform engineer, you should wear headphones too. So let's switch to the organizational structure of the platform team or the broader software engineering organization. When I did the unboxing of my new drum kit and noticed that there weren't any assembly instructions, I nevertheless felt prepared given my 20 plus years of experience with assembling IKEA bookcases. But unlike assembling IKEA furniture, a drum kit is highly adjustable. Every stand, clamp, and angle can be configured to suit the player's body and style. The goal is to achieve a setup that feels tight and natural, allowing for optimal movement with minimal effort. And believe me, small tweaks matter. Shifting a stand by a single centimeter can impact your reach, posture, and timing. This also means that a setup is not a one time event, it's something that evolves. I adjust mine at least once a week, and it's still not perfect yet. But here's my question: you probably wouldn't set up your drum kit like the one on the right side. It just doesn't make sense. So, why then structure your teams and organization that way? Here's what I learned. Whether you're building or forming a new platform team or rethinking an existing one, ask yourself whether your setup looks more like the picture on the left or the one on the right side. And if it's the latter, the book on the right offers way more and far better guidance than any YouTube tutorial I found when trying to assemble my drum kit. In drumming, IT, or life in general, we talk a lot about speed. Speed matters. In IT, we have plenty of metrics related to speed: cycle time, deployment frequency, time to market, or adoption acceleration rates of platform features. But we also know the risks. Chasing speed can mean cutting corners, sacrificing quality, building up technical debt, or releasing empty updates just to look good on a dashboard. Still, speed is exciting. Watching a drummer playing a rapid fill is impressive, but only if they are in control. Let me give you a few examples. With just my right hand, I can play fast. But as soon as I use both hands and try to stay in time, my speed drops by more than 30% when I measured it a few months ago. And obviously, playing with both hands isn't an optional thing. Same in platform engineering. It's a team effort, by definition. One team going fast alone doesn't help much. Why am I not faster? Because I refuse to practice rudiments. Whether out of arrogance or ignorance, it slowed me down. The first song I wanted to play was Fire Water Burn at 97 BPM, but I had to start with a Lenny Kravitz track at 77 BPM, a song I hadn't even planned to learn since it wasn't my preferred genre. In the end, the first song I truly nailed from start to finish with all the fills and transitions was Knocking on Heaven's Door at just 57 BPM. It's a good reminder of the gap between speed ambitions and the reality when precision actually matters. Sometimes the fastest way forward is slowing down. Practice at low speed, get better, and then pick up the pace. Don't prioritize speed over accuracy. So let's talk about the second mechanism from wiring the winning organization, simplification. This was an exciting part of the journey, and I wish all our enabling and onboarding teams would see the art of the possible there. There are tons of great tools to help drummers get started, but one of the most helpful has been the massive amount of video tutorials from experienced drummers. You don't just watch them, you learn by following along. Rolling drum sheets, visual cues, and platforms like Drumeo give you structure to your practice and keep you motivated. You can slow down songs, isolate instruments, and really get into the groove. Just imagine having that kind of onboarding experience for your platform users. But the tool that really changed the game for me, though, was Tomplay. It offers multiple difficulty levels for the same song, which was a game changer for someone like me with just a few beginner grooves under their belt. Take a look at the example on the right side. These are exactly the same two bars from exactly the same song, but in two different difficulty versions. The top one is the original, marked as Upper Advanced. The bottom one is the simplified easy version. Now, don't get me wrong, I would love to play the original version, especially the first bar. It's one of the coolest parts of the song, which, by the way, is Killing in the Name from Rage Against the Machine. But those notes, there are 16 note triplets, 6 notes in the space of 4 at 110 BPM. In other words, it's the universe punishing me for skipping rudiments. With my current skills, totally impossible. But the easy version, that I can play. I can play almost the whole song. I can enjoy it. And my son can headbang along, which I physically can't anymore. That experience got me thinking, how can a beat be simplified that much without losing its essence? And why can't we apply the same principles to platform capabilities and to onboarding and learning? It would help streamline teams get up and running faster and make the platform teams work much more impactful. I will keep this part short since I'm running another, although more serious session just about platform engineering success measurement. Still, way too many platform teams are struggling with measuring and articulating success. If I would translate metrics I've seen used by platform teams into the drumming world, it would be something like I can play at 130 BPM, or I can play 29 songs and 70 grooves, or I always keep a spare stick next to my throne in case one breaks. I mean, the last one is smart. That's a good MTDR. In platform engineering, we often measure things like platform features, adoption rates, or the commonly used DORA metrics. Don't get me wrong, all these are useful, but these aren't the real indicators of success. Without feedback from the teams we support, we are missing the point. So, as a drummer, you would need to ask yourself, how does the rest of the band feel about my drumming? Does my rhythm help the singer and the guitarist to shine? Am I playing full songs similar to a complete SDLC of a streamlined team, or just the intro and the main beat, but stop when it's getting hard? And most importantly, from a business outcome point of view, are customers buying more songs and albums? What's my contribution to it? Let me share an anecdote on what I think is important in success measurement. I will never forget the first time I felt like I nailed a song, totally proud of myself. I pressed the record button, expecting to hear magic and eager to share with my drum trainer and friends. What I got instead was a harsh reality check. That recording was a turning point. It reminded me that passion is great, but inside out perception doesn't replace honest reflection. So, next time you feel like you nailed a new platform feature or the platform as a whole and want to get feedback or just communicate the success, press your record button first. Here's what I learned: feedback is key. Always think outside in, not inside out. Get feedback from your bandmate, a teacher, or even someone in the audience. Feedback, by the way, is an integral part of the drummer's 4 Fs: focus, feedback, fix, and find. Focus on a specific skill, get feedback, fix mistakes, and find your unique style. Track your progress, use a metronome, record yourself. Be honest. And finally, one last hint for those more into the gaming your metrics than improving your impact. If you want to use your step count as a health metric or just another vanity metric, you should play drums too. Your step count will go up, even though you are sitting down. There are so many more commonalities that I would like to cover, but that's it for today. And if you want to continue learning from my mistakes, follow me at LinkedIn or Medium. I just recently started to write regular posts on my learnings. Again, not to help you to become a better drummer, but eventually to get a fresh perspective on different topics on the platform engineering side. Thanks for watching and enjoy PlatformCon.